Welcome back to Down with Boring, everyone. How are you doing?
That
exactly
vibe. That's the vibe. That's the welcome, that we should do every single time. Seeing as we still haven't got a jingle.
That's true.
We're still
We
without
didn't ask. We've got special guests this week. We've got Deadletter.
Yes.
Didn't ask them to do a jingle.
That's because they were busy, though. That's because they were busy.
First 10 minutes of the audio, maybe 15. Quality's bad. Then I say, why is the quality bad? And it gets fixed. So if you do listen, just bear that in mind, that it was due to a van-based mishap you'll hear all about.
Yes. I mean, they were literally in a car park in Belgium.
Well, don't ruin it.
Oh, I'm giving them something to look forward to, There's more surprises than there.
Then there.
And I won't explain, go into any more detail.
I won't explain.
No. How are we doing, Jake? How's your week going?
Good.
How are you doing? Knocking about?
It's a Sunday. This obviously goes out on a Monday. So if you're listening this week, this very week, Jamie and I will be live on stage at Truck Festival.
Yes.
It's the same name as last year, so I assume they've swapped the names of the main stage and the very small one that we were on last year.
Yeah,
and we're on the main
right.
stage.
Yeah, we're on the main stage. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
We're at the tap room for an hour on the Saturday, hour on the Sunday, chatting nonsense to big stars. So if you are at Truck, come along. We'll sign an autograph. Also, I think we could probably convince the big stars who are there to sign an autograph too. But
so that's what we are. We're a signing podcast now, basically. Not as in
so you
signing,
have to sit through the hour of us chatting, and then you can have your shit signed.
Yeah. You can say hello to actual stars.
Bring along a copy of the podcast, and we'll sign it for you.
We'll do that, absolutely. Yes, have a look on the app, and you'll find us there. If you haven't got tickets to Truck, they're sold out.
Get fucked.
So get fucked. Yeah, that's it. Get fucked.
Try harder next time.
Is this the new persona we have for the show? Is where we just get aggressive now? Where we've gotten to the point. Yeah, we've gotten to the point that we're literally like, you didn't enjoy that? Well, fuck you.
We had the 3-year period of bedding in fans, and now I don't want any new ones. So if you're already here, you're welcome. Anyone new, eat shit as far as I'm concerned.
Eat shit. Yeah, if this is the first time you're listening.
Not really. If you're first time, very happy to have you.
Yeah,
and
welcome
if you are listening for the first time, you won't be aware, potentially, of Dorks Day Out.
No, you won't.
That's happening.
That is
very
happening.
soon.
Very soon. Saturday the 5th of August, to be precise.
Yes. Thomas Eden.
Yes.
Courting.
Yes.
Swim School.
Yes.
Honeyglaze.
Yes.
Pixie.
Yes.
Talk Show.
Yes.
Joe Hill. Amazon's DJ set.
Yes.
Dork All-Stars DJ set, which will probably end up being me and Jamie playing songs that you don't really want to hear, but that'll likely be at the end. So
that'll
you can
likely
go
be
then.
at the end. Yeah. You'll have other stuff to do at that point. We have got special guests there to announce, but we can't announce it yet. So just keep an eye out.
No, because Jamie hasn't actually sorted them. But
what is sorting nowadays?
Exactly.
What is
so
that
we've
mean?
got courting and we're sorting.
We're courting and we're sorting. 5th of August. Tickets on sale now. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a big summer fun. That's what it'll be.
It is going to be a big summer fun.
At Signature Brew, Black Horse Road. So North London. Get there. We're going to have a very, very fun day. Last year was fun. Jake wasn't there, but I can tell you it was fun. So,
yeah, I might be there this year though.
Ooh.
I sent Jamie ahead and said, if it's fun, let me know. And I might come along next year.
Well, that might shift some extra tickets, I guess, now. If you're like, well, guess what, guys? Jake's going to be there.
In my most recent interview with Shame, probably available as a back issue of Dork or on the website.
Yeah.
Charlie Steen said, for the new shows, he said, I'm going to play guitar on some tracks. Not that will sell any tickets. Please don't tell people I'll be doing that. And that's how I feel about me coming to Dorks Day Out, It won't sell any tickets. In fact, probably better off not mentioning it.
No, exactly. But pick up a tea. It's going to be great. There'll be more Dorks Day Out fun and games coming out soon over the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye out, basically. Yeah. It's not like you need to go to any other festivals, Come and see us at Truck.
Apart from Truck.
Go to Dorks Day Out.
Dorks Day Out and 110 above. Right?
Yes, exactly. Talking of other festivals, yes, 110 above. 110 above presents Other. That's the name this year. We have collaborated. Offer. We've collaborated with them on a stage. And so you'll be seeing more of those favourites, which will be great. On the Friday as well. Good day for it, right? Friday. I think that's always the optimum day. Everyone loves a Friday. So you'll have Courting there, Swim School there, Lizzie Izzo, Molly Coddled, Delights, and Humour are now joining the party as well. So that was announced this week. So
I don't care if Monday's shit, Tuesday's shit, and Wednesday's shit.
Yep.
Thursday could be really shit. It's Friday. I'm at 110 above.
Yes, and specifically at the Gopsel Inn, which is where our stage is.
That doesn't fit within my
rest of the festival also loads of favourites there. Big names: Mysterines, Circle Waves, Crawlers, Black Honey, Katie Baser, Spectre, Coach Party. The list goes on and on. Get a ticket now. Big vibes, great lineup, loads of good stuff to see. Get down there. Also, been there before. Lovely place. A real lovely vibe. 110 above. If you're wanting to see a load of your favourites, also the knocking about later on, you want to do that. So get down there, get a ticket now. You'll be silly if you're seeing all these other festivals and you're like, I really want to go to some. Go to it. You'll enjoy. Wonderful stuff. So lots going on. Speaking of new stuff as well, new issue of Dork is out as well.
It is. That's true.
So head online. On the cover this month, we've got newcomers Blur.
Never heard of him.
Well,
probably a velour cover band, I imagine.
Good luck to them. Mahalia and Georgia.
It's the new project, isn't it, from the guy that did Gorillaz?
Yeah, yes, that's exactly it. Yeah. He's kind of giving Gorillaz a little bit of a break, and he thought he'd give this one a go.
Noodle's tired out. Russell Hobbs didn't want to play drums, so he got a new drummer in.
Yeah, don't be going to the shows. Don't be going to the shows expecting to see Noodle or Murdoch. They won't be there, unfortunately. But
they're just doing Magic Whip in full, I hear.
That's exactly what's happening. Go pick up a copy online. Loads more good stuff in there as well. Speaking to a load of different people, so it's good fun. Also, is the Chronicles of Me going on tour with Peace. And making it out alive.
I like how you mentioned that ahead of the other covers. You just mentioned Blur, and then you go on tour with
the
Peace.
Others. I mentioned Mahalia.
You didn't mention Georgia. You didn't.
No.
You
wind back the tape.
Over them.
Patrick, wind back the tape.
Skipped over them.
Wind back the tape. Lots of good stuff.
Skipped over them.
Pick up a copy. It's great. It's wonderful.
Jumped over them en route to Peace. You leapfrogged them.
I can't leapfrog anything.
I'm with Peace. I'm with Peace.
I can't leapfrog nothing.
Go in peace, Jamie.
Go in peace, as they say. Yep. Pick up a copy now online. You'll be silly not to. Loads going on. Pick up a magazine. Book in a festival.
Exhausting, is it?
Go to the day out.
Podcast here.
Oh yeah,
I think that's enough
clearly.
Podcast for me. Yeah,
clearly you're done in the bin, if you will.
I won't. I simply won't.
So we've got some more music news, shall we? Away from the world of Dork, as it's known.
Barbie.
Yeah, Barbie. Number one, Jake, excited for Barbie? How do you feel about Barbie, Oppenheimer?
I tell you what, I think Barbie will be good. I think Oppenheimer will be good. I'm not excited about the guy who owns the Barbie, like Mattel, being like, this is part of the beginning of the Barbie cinematic universe, or the Mattel cinematic. Has that
been said?
Yeah. He's like, we're going to be the new Marvel. And I'm like, what? Is it going to be like Barbie and like a sentient Bop-It or something?
Samuel L. Jackson running around with an eye patch on, just in the Barbie universe.
So yeah, Barbie very keen on as a self-contained thing.
Yeah.
But also I think like Mattel, I don't know if it's the fact that you own Barbie that's got people excited, or the fact that it is Barbie.
You're not feeling, it's not, everyone's like, oh my God, it's the Mattel. It's probably the fact that it's got Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling in it, actually.
Yeah.
That'll probably
what do they make?
What, Mattel?
They make Hot Wheels as well.
Oh, can't wait for
that.
So
we can have a Fast and
Wheels
Furious
movie.
style. Yeah. What else we got here?
What's they got?
Hard to tell. Brands. Barbie, they own Fisher Price, so we could have a little a romper movie. Uno. There could be an Uno movie.
I actually thought that there was...
Everybody Unos and everybody plays, and the whole of society collapses.
Can I tell you, there's actually Uno the movie that's actually already exists. Can I tell you a little bit about it? It's
I'd rather you didn't, but I feel like you will.
It came out in 2016, and the whole plot is...
it's happened.
Well, I don't think it's an official Uno movie if you read exactly what the plot is. So the plot is people are playing a game of Uno, and then people are driven to the edge of madness as they commit to a game of Uno.
I see.
It turns into a psychological horror. So
there's a real film developed by Mattel with Lil Yachty, apparently.
What about Uno?
On February the 4th, 2021, an action heist comedy film based on the game was announced to be in development. Like, how can that be based on the game? Oh, yeah, we were just about to rob the bank, but then someone hit me with a reverse and I had to, leave.
We don't need it, do we? Anyway,
the
Barbie.
reason we mentioned Barbie... Billie Eilish has a single on the Barbie. It's like one of those albums they make that aren't actually in the film, but are based on the film.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's tracks with Ice Spice, Nicki Minaj, and now the latest one is Billie Eilish.
It's Billie Eilish. Yeah, it's a pretty all-star cast. Barbie the album.
It is
the musical
nearly
companion.
as all-star as the Dork DJs will be at Dork's Day
All I'm
Out.
saying is, if you see the all-star list on the Barbie the album, just you
Double it.
wait. Just you wait. Yes, we'll be getting Haim and Tame Impala. Will be at the Signature Brew Locals Road.
Yeah.
Be there. Billie Eilish dropped a song for it. This is obviously Billie. The last film she did a soundtrack for was obviously James Bond. So similar vibe. I think.
Very similar vibe.
It's called What Was I Made For? Brand new music. I also think releasing it on the Barbie album almost feels like I'm not saying a disservice, because this is actually a pretty amazing track. It's proper stripped back raw, and I think I've read in interviews Billie basically be like, I'll be honest with you, this is kind of the next chapter for kind of me.
How much money do you think Mattel pay the people
to do a song?
It must be ludicrous. It's when it's what was it? Good Charlotte and Waka Flocka Flame on the Pixels soundtrack.
Yes,
that must be I imagine Waka Flocka Flame was just about to have to get his house repossessed, and now he's probably got 6 more. How much money are they throwing at these things? It must be a hell of a lot.
Yes, surely, right? And also,
it's like doing a car ad or something, but turbo.
What do you think? If you think he's got Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, Lizzo, Charlie XCX, Dominic Fike, Tame Impala, Haim, and more. That's costing a lot.
Yeah, you got to sell a few dolls to make up for that, haven't you?
A few movie pictures. Really like this track, and it's just nice to kind of hear. It's one of those things you kind of would dismiss it as it's part of a soundtrack thing, whatever. But actually, what we're seeing is soundtrack albums are getting better. They're getting grand. Mark Ronson apparently was the executive producer for it, which means I don't know. He just kind of sat there and went, "Yeah, go on then."
Suggested people.
Exactly.
They went, yeah, all right.
Yeah, nice one. Cheers, everyone. This is What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish.
When did it end? All the enjoyment. I'm sad again. Don't tell my boyfriend. It's not what he's made for. What was I made for? I don't know how to feel, but I wanna try.
Look at that. Fresh new music.
Look at it.
Look at it on
Look
this
at that
audio
music.
on this audio platform. Just have a look. It's great. Do you know? I wonder what the Oppenheimer soundtrack is going to be like.
It's the same. It's a joint soundtrack. What Was I Made For in Oppenheimer is from the point of view of the atomic bomb.
Dua Lipa's song is, I guess, kind of about the joy when it was it actually works. Maybe that's it. Yeah.
I am become Dua Lipa, destroyer of worlds, as Oppenheimer once said.
Wonderful stuff. Going as far away from Oppenheimer as possible, let me talk to you about Mr.
There's definitely a Gangnam Style joke in Oppenheimer, isn't there? Like Oppenheimer style.
I was about to go with Mr. Boppenheimer. Declan McKenna is back with a brand new track.
Okay, sure.
Do you think we can make that work, Boppenheimer?
Well, we've done it now. Which could
Boppenheimer
actually
is.
tie in to the Mattel Extended Universe, couldn't it? Boppenheimer. I don't even know if Boppett's made by Mattel. Hope it is. Oh, yeah. Boppett's Hasbro.
Oh,
it's Hasbro.
You idiot. Also, I love that that's the main issue. I really hope it's open the same person.
I guess, in the words of Boppet, we should pull it. That joke from circulation.
Mr. Boppenheimer himself. Declan McKenna is back. Brand new track called Sympathy, which is, the first kind of new music since 2020.
Where have you gone?
Where have you gone? It's, brand new track, kind of first new music since Zeros, which was obviously a very, 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 very good second album from Declan. Lovely to have him back. Also, music video. Shout out Seagulls, to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of it. It was filmed in Camber Sands, Jake. Camber Sands, fan?
Wow. That's a good place. Declan McKenna has also described the song himself on Twitter, has he not?
He did, yes, to give everyone a feel of it on Twitter. Now, usually we'd save the tweets to the end of the show, of course, but we feel like this is an appropriate time to chime in here. He said that my favourite bit in Sympathy is the bit just about the 1 minute mark where it sounds like Sex on Fire for the rest of the song. Sex on Fire. Do you agree, Jake?
Yes, I do.
Great, super. Declan described it as basically Sympathy doesn't have a complex message and in itself encourages simplicity and directness. It feels like a dream about love and compassion. It wants us to let go of inhibitions and allow ourselves to truly connect with others rather than overthinking.
Like Sex on Fire.
Just like Sex on Fire. Or, put even simpler, it's about peace and love. That's all right, isn't
Someone called Hannah has replied, my favourite bit in Sympathy is when it ends. And Declan McKenna's put, yes, the ending is epic. I agree.
Fucking hell. Fuck.
And here it is.
Done in. Lovely to have Declan back. Just, I think one of probably the one of the most brilliant, songwriter pop minds really going in kind of like this batch of artists. So, big fan of it.
Patch.
Loving
this
it.
Clutch.
This world. This, what's the group of seagulls called?
This extended pop star universe that Mattel have put together.
Yeah. What's the group of seagulls? Is it like a gaggle?
Flock.
Flock. There we go. Much like that, here is...
Much like Flock of Seagulls, here's Declan McKenna with Sympathy.
Don't you wanna get it on? Everybody believes you now.
Just great. This is just a really nice day, isn't it? It's just like summer's here, isn't it? It's like July. It's hot outside. It's just great, you know? I'm just feeling good,
hot,
Jake.
It's really windy.
Yeah, but I feel like the wind's fine. Like I'm more than happy to have a little bit of wind in
it's
the
too
kind of
much
game
wind
of it
today.
Are you not a fan of the wind? What's happening?
I don't mind the wind,
over?
but it's literally gale force. There's like weather warnings.
Oh, is there? Oh no, I just thought it was like a nice little breeze. Fair enough. To be honest,
You're a weirdo.
Lovely
Lil
day.
Nas X is a criminal. That's the next piece of news.
Oh, well, by
Yeah,
that,
you know, like back in the day when they'd arrest stars for like drug offences, and you'd see like still see the photos of them from their like prison shots and that.
Yes.
Lil Nas X has done a similar sort of 2023 equivalent.
What's happened?
He rode an e-scooter in the wrong place in Oslo.
Ooh.
And got stopped by the police to be told you can't do that.
I love Lil Nas X. Big fan, of course. Not a fan of e-scooters, I must say. I don't really...
No, I went on one in Iceland and it terrified me. It just felt like I was going to die. It was horrible.
I'm not a fan of it.
The wheels are too small for the speed you're going at.
How quickly, like, can you go?
I don't know, but it feels too quick.
Yeah. I just feel like it's not neat. Like, I don't like the fact people are just like roaming around all over the shop, you know? Stick to the roads, the rules of the road, you know? Think about it. I don't want to get run over by an e-scooter, basically. That's my concern for the year now, is that I'm going to get run over by an e-scooter at some point. And I don't want that.
That's probably how you'll go. That feels like your kind of thing.
I don't really, that's my kind of thing, is it? Like, that's
that feels like a way that you would go.
Just want to flag, that so he obviously was pulled over, him and four
the whole tunnel had to be closed.
Whole tunnel? Jeez.
Yeah. So you went into a tunnel because that's where GPS said to go, and they had to close the whole of the eastbound side of the tunnel to escort them out.
That's quite bad, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not great. Although I think Norway isn't as busy, is it, as like some countries? So maybe it was fine. Maybe there weren't that many cars around.
So you're saying if it had happened, I don't know, in like central London, it might have been chaos.
Yeah, like if it was the Blackwall Tunnel. I mean, Norway has like just over half the population of London. So
wow, yeah. So not as many people.
I don't know. Maybe this tunnel's a really important one. I don't want to, any Norwegian fans.
Yeah.
Could you please write in and tell us whether
this specific tunnel,
the Festning tunnel, is a big one?
Yes, that'd be great. Yeah, we're not really sure on that.
Apparently that means fortress in English.
Oh,
tunnel.
Okay. Lil Nas X noted this on his on the Instagram and said, we're about to go to jail in Norway, before retracting it in another post saying, never mind, they fuck with my music. So that's good. That's nice.
Well, there you go. That's nice, isn't it?
Lil Nas X is having a good run at the moment. Good shows. You saw Lil Nas X at Glasgow? That was great, apparently.
Yeah, it was very good. Really enjoyable stuff. Well done.
Well done, Lil Nas X. Well done. But just watch where you're going with e-scooters. In fact, just don't get e-scooters. You don't need them, Get a car,
I agree.
Get a taxi or something.
I completely agree.
It would have all been avoided if Lil Nas X had taken the horse down to the Old Town Road, because that would have meant there was no scooters involved. And
Deadletter on after this. Please ignore Jamie and stick around for that.
You can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley, you ain't been up off that porch. Now, can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Riding on a tractor, lean all in my bladder. Cheated on my baby, you can go and ask.
And we're back. We're back on Downward Boring. We are back here. Don't worry, it's not just me and Jake now. Thank the Lord. We're joined by Deadletter, Zach and George, somewhere in Europe. How are we doing, guys?
Belgium? Are we in Belgium, or are we crossing the border right now?
We're in Belgium.
We're officially in Belgium.
What's the view out the window in Belgium?
We're actually looking at a football stadium called Maurice Beans.
Oh, shout out.
Maurice Beans Stadium. just outside the Rock Herc Festival.
Of course.
Of course.
Those are all words I understand and know well.
Of course. You were in France last night, I believe. How was that?
Yeah, it was really good, actually. It was, we seem to be on sort of wedged into a lineup of more dancey-esque music than
incredible
than band music, and that was actually a really I think it was really great for us to play to a crowd like that, because we say that our music's very danceable anyway, and I think that came across pretty well for us.
Nice, and it must be great as well. To play to different audiences as well must be like great. Like you must like kind of say you kind of get like used to playing on the same kind of bills with the same kind of artists. Like, is it kind of like just give you a little bit more, I don't know, variety, I guess?
Yeah, it does.
Nice, amazing. Well, it feels like it's been a busy year so far, on the road, playing a lot of shows, as can be shown by the fact that you are traversing from one part of Europe to the other. I guess how's it been so far? Kind of like playing these shows this year. Like, how's it been?
It's been really special playing these shows this year. There's been so many kind of big pinpoints in the year that really shine through. I guess Glastonbury was obviously a big one for us. We've all been dreaming about playing that since the moment we started. So it's nice to be able to tick that one off the list and say we did it properly as well. But yeah, we love coming onto the mainland to come on tour. It's
Nice.
It's our favourite part about it, really, being the touring in general.
Yeah. Just this as a whole is actually all right. Yeah,
it's pretty amazing. It's really nice to be out here. So yeah, we feel really lucky to be out here.
Nice. And did you have you kind of like did you embrace Glastonbury? Like, did you stay for the whole time? Did you do a proper Glastonbury experience?
I think it's safe to say we did Glastonbury.
Left at that.
Or maybe Glastonbury did us.
That's how it felt.
That seems accurate. Yeah.
That is kind of how it rolls. To be fair, but nice. And I guess like, what's it been like? I guess have you seen the reaction kind of grow especially from like last year to this year? Like as like right in the middle of it, can you kind of like feel this sense that things are like growing, getting bigger? Like, can you kind of like feel that as you're playing?
Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously one of the biggest telltales when you're in a group and you're playing to people is the amount of people's mouths that are moving in time with your own mouth.
Yes.
And that's the number of mouth movements seems to be increasing the more that we play. And I think as well at Glastonbury, just going back to that again, a lot of people were sort of asking me how I was dealing with nerves beforehand, and if the nerves were coming on because of the prospect of playing in front of a Glastonbury crowd. But I think a lot of the time people don't realise that a lot of nerves come from the anxiety that nobody's going to turn up. So then to go out to play to a pretty packed tent on a Friday, late evening, was really overwhelming, and I think more than any of us could have hoped for, really.
Yeah, and I guess it's like I don't know, like especially like when you're up against so much else kind of at the moment as well. There's like people are making that decision to come and see you guys, and it must feel like okay, we've got something here that's building. Like, does that kind of like feel like that now? Does that feel like this? Like Glastonbury might be like almost like the launch of like this next part of you guys as a band.
I hope so. Yeah.
Nice. That's sensational. And I guess like, has there been like you say when you kind of like playing these shows and kind of getting that reaction and stuff, has there been like, aside from Glastonbury, like has there been moments where you've been like, okay, we've got something here? Because it feels like you guys are such a great live band and it kind of like really like captures everything you're about. Like, can you pinpoint those other moments, I guess?
Yeah, I can pick a couple. The earliest one would be the Great Eastern Festival we did maybe 2 years ago now in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
I remember travelling up there and being put in quite a big room, quite a big room, 350 cap, maybe something like that. We were, we've not really been here before. How's this going to go down? But that was busy and everyone was having a dance and that was good. And I think, to be honest, also the Castle Hotel in Manchester, that was a crazy one at the end of last year. It's not a very big room, but there was a lot of good energy in there, and people kind of losing their minds, which is what you always want, really.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, we saw you at, what was it, like 1:30 in the morning or something at Great Escape this year.
Yes.
And that room at that time is not normally nearly as full as it was when you were on. So I think that counts as success as well. People normally dropped out by like 2 a.m. Yeah, but you managed to keep everyone going.
Somehow, it was a great weekend. Yeah, they did.
Well, didn't you? Was this right, Jamie? We were sort of trying to organise something. But didn't you come in for a gig and then go somewhere else the next day, then come back the day after, or something ridiculous for that?
Yeah, the majority of the band went back to London. Actually,
that's right. Yeah,
which was the wise decision.
It sounded like the tiring decision, but I have to take your word for it. That
the other option was to sleep on the beach. So
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Whoever made it to London definitely made the right decision.
Yeah, that's
thrived.
We thrived. truly lived it and embracing it. Like, that's a good point. I guess, like I say, this kind of like constant, like it feels like you guys, like you say, are constantly on the road doing shows, kind of like playing as much as possible. Has that been quite I guess like a deliberate decision of like, we just want to play everywhere that we can and just want to like just get out there as much as possible? Has that kind of been the thinking, really?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's always been our thinking from the moment we started projects. It was always about getting in front of people and playing live. And I think, we're not that focused on getting on Spotify playlists and stuff like that, but obviously it helps. But we're always aiming towards the next big live show. As soon as the last London one is ticked off the calendar, it's like, right, what's next? And let's get moving with it.
Let's get moving straight away. And it must be, I guess, like, so obviously talking about, like you say, that live and kind of like the recorded side, was it like, I guess when it came to like, I guess recording as well and kind of like putting that music into that kind of like world, was that something that came quite easy for you guys, like in terms of trying to get that live element into kind of the recorded stuff, or was that quite a tricky process? Like, how did you find that kind of like, I guess, those two different sides of you as a band?
I think it's definitely something that we're still learning about. I don't think it's something that we can't say like, right, we've earned our stripes here, we know what we're doing with that. Because obviously when you're a live band and inevitably the focus is on the live show, we hear that from so many people, and we also hear from a lot of people that they feel that what we've put on record doesn't quite hit the nail in terms of what we can do live. So I think we're always trying to work out how the best way is for us to approach the studio in a way that we can keep the sort of energy and the franticness of it. But we're getting there, I think. We've just been experimenting with some things recently, and I'd say it's definitely the closest we've come to capturing our live sound in a room. So we'll see what comes of that.
Yeah, nice. And I guess it's like you say, it's a growing kind of process as well. It comes with kind of like each release, and like, I guess, what's it like? I guess seeing the reaction when you are putting out music. Like, is that been quite? I don't know. Do you get like almost like a motivation kind of from it? I know obviously the live side's very important, but I guess putting out music and seeing that reaction, has that been quite motivating as well to see that response? Yeah, just grow really.
Yeah, of course. And the thing is, regardless of whether you do feel yourself a live band, I think it's also always worth considering that there are still people, and there always will be people who maybe aren't able to get themselves down to a live show, whether that be geographical or economical. So you have to be able to be available to every consumer in every way. And obviously the studio recordings may be an apt substitute for some people who can't get involved otherwise.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I guess like looking forward as well for you guys, like you say, kind of always looking to the next live stuff, but have you got kind of like an idea, I guess, of where you want to go as a band kind of from here? Like, have you got that idea of like, right, the stuff we want to release, what we want to do? Do you have like, I guess, I don't want to say like a goal in mind, like is there like goals that you want to reach and do basically?
Yeah, definitely. We've been writing a ridiculous amount, and we have a lot of songs. We're just trying to work out the best way to get them out to everybody. I mean, ideally, we'd be aiming at our first album. Yeah, but it's just kind of funding it and finding a way to do it. But the songs are there. Hopefully, it joins together in some long form.
We're going to all the necessary meetings in pubs.
That's when you know. That's when you know.
Called, yeah?
That's when you know.
That's when the business, the music industry comes in.
I simply must be in the pub. It's for a business meeting.
Yeah.
The call is there.
The best business is done in a pub.
That is true. Yeah. Depends what time though. Like
many businesses have started and failed in the same journey to the pub. But that's all right.
That's all right. Yeah.
That's just the proving ground, you know?
Yeah.
That's when you know, when the meetings continue on, you're in a good spot. And when you're not playing every single festival under the sun.
Dependent of the meetings, though, I should know. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's like
there are definitely bad meetings to be going to.
yeah. If you're going to like break up with someone, that's not a good meeting. That's not a good meeting. You don't need that. No,
that's not a good one.
That's not a good meeting. Well, here's hoping that's not going to happen. What we're going to do is we're going to play Degenerate Inanimate, the new single that has just come out. It's a lovely song. It's a great tune. So let's have a listen to that now, and then we'll be back with a game.
Degenerate Inanimate! Degenerate Inanimate! Degenerate Inanimate! Degenerate Inanimate! Degenerate Inanimate!
And we're back. Perfect.
Quick one. Are you guys currently in like a soft play area surrounded by like people in caravans opening and closing doors or something?
No. I'm sat in a car park. Yeah.
What? Please
is someone
explain the car park.
is someone tuning a drive-in cinema radio occasionally? Not really.
Do you know what? I think it's just the distant hum of a festival. There's quite. I can feel different bass frequencies hitting me from different angles. So I'm not. I think it's probably just a collection of all this different music that's the car park floor.
The perfect combination.
George,
It's a glamorous career.
Huh?
Do you want to come and get in the van?
So one of you's in the van and the other one is outside the van.
I'm sat on the floor outside the van.
I'm looking at him outside.
I'm looking at him.
It's because there was too much sort of pickup from what I was saying in his headphones. But
I appreciate you going the extra mile here. I really do.
There's a curtain at the back of the van, so I'm going to go behind this. And George is going to sit in the front of the van. And we're going to sit there.
Can you give us a tour? How big a van are we looking at here? Like, what's kind of around? Let's have a little audio tour, if you will.
We're talking so we got 3 seats at the back.
Ooh, that's
with
nice.
a bed behind those seats with 2 curtains that you can draw for the sake of privacy.
Oh, that's nice.
So opposite those 3 seats are 3 seats facing back at them with quite a high table, quite an inconveniently high table. And then you've got 2 in the front and the driver.
There's 9 of us in the top right as well.
Yeah, there's 9 of us in here. There is a
every
TV
seat's
which
full.
we managed to turn on, but it doesn't do anything else.
It sounds great. I'm gutted I'm not there.
I've got a smell of meat, which I don't know where it's coming from.
Just an overbearing smell of meat.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I regret asking, but
Day two, and it's meaty.
It's really meaty in here, man.
If anyone ever wonders, like, what's like the touring life like for bands? Meaty vans. That's the vibe.
Bad back and meaty vans.
The
Got a
debut
new
album.
single coming out.
Sorted, you heard it here first. Speaking, I was about to try and do some sort of link there, but there is no link that I can do from meaty vans.
Speaking
into
of
this
meaty vans, here's some more nonsense.
We come to the part of the show where we play a game. We want to get to know our guests a little bit more, and we've got a little game for you here. Jake, do you want to explain what this game is?
Yeah, I guess this is sort of our version of that, like autocomplete interview, or like the stuff people do online with the like they'll
Similar.
interview like Ryan Gosling, but instead of Ryan Gosling, we have you, and instead of an actually well put together show, you have us. So we're all in this together, guys.
We're all in this together.
George has been called a Ryan Gosling lookalike.
So there you go. And we have been called the BuzzFeed of music podcasts. So here we go. Yeah, by me, just then. This game is called the Snitching Hour. So obviously, no one likes the grass, but we're thinking we're going to give you some scenarios, and obviously sometimes if you do tell on someone, you can de-escalate a scenario and stop permanent harm happening.
Yes.
So we're going to give you a few scenarios and just ask you, as the experts on the topic, do you think that's something that's worth reporting, or do you think that's something that you would just let carry on and turn away from? Sound good?
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Okay, so in with a sort of normalish one that anyone may have come across in the past. Someone in the park picking up ducks in the water and turning them upside down and putting them back again. Do you think that's worth snitching on or not?
I personally don't think it's worth snitching on. I think it's more worth getting in touch with someone that knows the person to check in on them.
That's good.
I would say that's the kind of snitching. If they're being held under lock and key and they want to tip some ducks, you know?
Or maybe just ask him why. Like, what are you getting out of this?
Yeah,
maybe just skip the middleman. Be like, hey, dude, what are you doing with the ducks?
Or her.
Exactly. Or more of a confrontation than anything. Like, more of a, you're right there. Rather than letting any authority know. That's basically it.
I think we keep the authorities out of that one.
Yeah. I don't really know. You call it what? The police on that?
RSPB, maybe?
The RSPB, of course. What an organisation.
But either way, you think it's worth getting involved in some capacity. You're not just walking on by.
No, I'm not.
That's fair.
Good
shout. Next one for you. A man stealing all the Mr. Kipling Bakewell slices from Sainsbury's. Are you reporting that, or are you letting that go?
I think I'll allow that, personally. I don't know about what Zach's going to say, but for me, enjoy your Kiplings, mate. It's a big enough company.
Yeah, I'll turn a blind eye to that. It's not my business.
Okay, but then what if someone comes in half an hour later and they really want a Bakewell slice and they're all gone?
It's a fast world. It's a fast world.
Get there first.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The speed is what you're requiring there. I mean, I think I'm kind of on the same side there. Or Sainsbury's don't need the money.
Yeah.
Like, Sainsbury's is fine.
Plus, they give loads of money to the Tories. I don't know about Mr. Kipling. They could be socialists. I'm not sure. Don't think they are. I don't get that vibe from Mr. Kipling. You know, he makes people call him Mr. Kipling. That feels like, you know.
Yep.
What's your first name, mate? Come on.
That's the issue. Yeah, you really want to know.
Really working for Kippers.
Yeah,
exactly. Who's the real Mr. Kipling?
Who's the real Mr. Kipling?
Okay, we'll let that one slide. What about you're in the pub and you see someone taking people's drinks when they aren't looking and drinking them all and then running off before they can do anything about it?
Again, really not my business.
Yeah.
Okay. Real non-intervention policy here from you guys.
It's not my problem. Like, I don't. What pub are we in? Where? Do you know what I mean? I feel like if we're in Soho, is it really going to be a problem for anyone to get their drinks stolen?
But where would it be, though? Where would it is the pub the issue?
In Malton, the town I grew up in the northeast, I'd probably be like, mate, what are you doing? You know?
Yes. Yeah.
Friendly confrontation, kind of. These people probably work very hard for that.
Yes.
Not to say people in Soho don't work hard, but they've probably got a surplus of drinks ready.
Yeah, they're going to be fine. Yeah. Whereas,
also, this guy, whoever this is gonna they're gonna be personally punished anyway if they're going around drinking loads of different drinks. They're not going to feel good, are they?
The universe will punish them.
Yeah.
I'm sure you already know this, but just for the listeners at home who are wondering if there's any fun facts about Malton, it was named the dog friendliest town in the UK at the annual Dog Friendly Awards in 2018/19.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, yeah.
Is it very dog friendly?
I guess so.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with my dog though.
That sounds like dog apathetic more than dog friendly. Never had a problem. No one cares.
Yeah. They've been fine. They've roamed around a bit, basically.
Are we talking about the population or the sort of the architectural makeup of it?
Oh, I don't know.
That's a good point.
Infrastructurally or like sort of community wise, I'm not sure. Maybe a mix of both. You'll have to ask the Kennel Club.
Oh, was that who awarded it? Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out. Well, they've done well. So good on them, to be fair.
Yeah, well done.
Well done. Congratulations to the people there.
Awesome.
Next one. Someone building a laser to blow up the moon. You reporting that? You having a word?
I'm reporting that.
Yeah, I like the moon. What are you doing? Stop.
I like the moon.
It's good. We found your line in the sand. I like that. I think if you had said you weren't reporting this one, I think like then you've actually crossed over into like amoral territory. You know, you've got to report someone blowing the moon up. That's going to cause havoc.
And again, there is a little part of me that's like, you know, whoa, I kind of want to see this. What's going to happen?
Yeah,
that is true.
I would love to see what happened to the tides. Who knows what the sea would start doing?
Yeah. What? I mean, like, what? I guess what is the?
It would just sort of
science?
stop, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it just sort of go flat and gross, sort of like stagnant?
Flat and gross.
Well, there wouldn't be any because the tides are from the moon, right?
Yeah.
It'd just be all flat and gross.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what the person building the laser wants. Maybe they're pro algal blooms.
Fucking hell! What are you talking about?
Lobby. I don't know, really.
Yeah, that's right. But you'd step in on the laser to the moon. I think that's a strong.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. That's causing an issue. But if it did happen, would be interesting to see what happens. More than anything. There we go.
Absolutely.
There's interest. Jake, couple more.
Yep. What about someone filling up multiple plates with all the good free food from a buffet and then just not really eating it, just like sort of ruining it a bit and then chucking it in the bin?
I think waste is a bit of a pet hate of mine. Again, whether I'd go to some higher power to deal with it or whether I'd just, you know, really make them feel terrible about themselves.
What would you do?
Yeah, how would you go about doing that?
Well, there's so many anecdotes you can just return to when it comes to waste.
Yes.
I have a plethora under my belt, but I don't want to get into them right now.
Just whatever you do not waste anything if you're around Zach, basically.
Yeah, it's a clean plate policy in Deadletter.
Yeah.
So whoever that man stealing all the Mr. Kipling Bakewell slices is, I hope you're planning on eating them all.
Yeah,
exactly. That's a good point.
Yes. Yeah. As long as he's eating them all.
Or if he's giving them out to other people, or her, or, you know, if anyone's,
handing them out, then that's fine.
That's very good. Mr. Kipling Bakewell slices, they'll get eaten. They're delicious.
That's kind of Robin Hood-esque, isn't it?
Yeah. Stealing the Mr. Kipling Bakewell slices from the rich and giving them to the poor, as the story goes.
Yes.
Tremendous. Live your life like that. Live your life. So that's a make them feel bad rather than report to anyone.
Yeah, sort of middle ground of you know. What was the exact phrasing? Your plethora of anecdotes about food waste will make them feel bad.
Yes. Speaking of food, someone cooking a giant fish pie with boiled eggs in an office or a room, and you can't escape it.
Your tour van, which smells of meat.
Yes. Yeah. If someone's whacking out the ridiculously stinking food. How you going about it? You reporting them to someone of authority?
Yeah. I mean, what am I doing in this scenario? Am I working in an office?
You're building a laser to blow up the moon in the office.
Well, in that case, I'm going to go and have a word with HR. And, you know, I might even leave a passive-aggressive post-it note in the back of the fridge.
Ooh,
wow.
Good. That's good, to be fair. That's good. I like that. Jake, should we do one more?
Sounds good. A final one. It's quite meta, actually. Would you be reporting someone who is a snitch? They're just always reporting everything, you know?
Yeah, I guess you got to give them a taste of their own medicine, but I don't know how you snitch on a snitch. There's no law being broken there. They're actually, I guess, in the eyes of the law, being a good citizen, which is kind of a strange concept when you think about it. But yeah, I think they deserve a bit of their own medicine there.
Maybe you have to go to like the mafia or something.
Yeah,
it's
just sounding like
to the criminals.
Punishment might be slightly larger than the crime.
Yeah, true.
The thing is, though, what are they snitching on?
Anything, everything, anything they can.
The thing is, no, just hear me out for a second, right? If they're being petty and we're talking like dustbin politics on the street, then yeah, but if they're a whistleblower for some major underground horrible operation going on at a major news network,
yes,
then I'm with them.
What if it's both?
What if it's both? I think one outweighs the other.
Yeah, I think slightly.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think the dustbin politics does outweigh the whistleblower.
Yeah.
I agree.
Famously. I think that's a very good way of summing it up right there.
A very thoughtful response, actually. It's made me pause and think about who I'm snitching on. I think.
Who are you snitching on? Yeah, God.
Edward Snowden.
Right, okay,
Julian Assange.
Yeah, great, yeah, super, yeah. And on that note, I think our time, unfortunately, is coming to a close. I hope the car park treats you well, and I hope the festival
treats you better.
Yes, exactly. And I hope your travels go very, very nicely. We're going to play the Snitching Hour, of course, appropriately, to see you off. But Deadletter, Zach, George, it's been a pleasure. Have a grand one. I hope the meaty van does well for the rest of your travels.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
A pleasure. Cheers, guys. This is the Snitching Hour. By Deadletter.
Cheers.
3 strikes for the snitching hour. Love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor. And thy neighbor loves thee. Love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor. And thy neighbor loves thee. It's the season of the squealer, all knowing, telling, revealer. From day dot they'll have you yelling, listening and telling. It's the season of the squealer.
And that was Deadletter, the Snitching
It was
Hour.
and continues to be Deadletter.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you to them for joining us from adverse circumstances.
Yes,
And I
all the
hope
way from Belgium.
Belgium, aren't they? They're playing at Truck, aren't they?
They will be. Yeah. They'll
There
be
you
at
go.
Truck.
They won't be in Belgium then, will they?
No, they won't be. You get a little
I don't know
preview.
why I said that like that.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah. You blooming well won't be there then. That'll show them.
Exactly.
Cheers for dialing in, Deadletter. Wonderful tunes. Good to know. And hope the meaty van maybe isn't as meaty.
Oh,
Just
the thought of it.
What's like
Heaven forfend.
Heaven forfend.
Yeah.
Meaty as anything.
That's right.
What are you talking about? Heaven forfend.
What? Heaven forfend. You know? I'm bringing it back, I think.
All right. Okay. Well, I believe in you. Should we go on to some new music, Jake?
Yeah. So Yard Acts are back. We like Yard Acts.
Yes.
And their new song is very radio friendly, clocking in at just over 8 minutes long. So I thought I'd throw that one in there for the world.
8 minutes long. Jake, you've obviously had a discussion before about the length of songs. Obviously, we are fans of Yard Act, friends of the show, of course. How do you feel about 8 minutes on a song?
I think actually works relatively well. I think the issue with long songs is sometimes they're not justifiably long, and I feel like this one has enough different parts to it that it is.
Yeah.
And also, if you do a really long song and it's bad, that ruins the whole album because it's kind of the centerpiece, right?
Yeah, it stops you in your tracks, right?
So I think as a comeback thing, this is actually pretty good. Like Stormzy did with, was it Mel Made Me Do It as well? You know, a statement of intent Also, it's just good songs, so I guess they got away with it. I feel like if you listen to a 3-minute song, you go in thinking, oh, it's a song. If it's an 8-minute song, you go in thinking this could be shit. So I think you've got a harder, an uphill battle to convince me that it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
And I think they have. They've convinced me on this, so well done, Yard Act.
Yeah, it's great. I think they definitely with every kind of breakthrough act, right? Like the first album, you're like, bam, there it is. That's a snapshot of kind of them, and like what happens next is always like, do you stick to the same formula or do you kind of like play around with it a bit?
With Yard Act, obviously we were talking to James, weren't we, at Rockaway?
Yeah.
And he was like, I think like the new stuff is very, very different. I don't know how people are going to take that. And I think that's true. And I think it had to be because like how far do you go with what they were doing really without becoming a caricature of yourself?
Yeah.
And I think like you could tell like, when they did the song with Elton John, it was a version of Tall Poppies. Was it Tall Poppies?
I think it was 100% Endurance.
100% Endurance, sorry.
Yeah.
But Tall Poppies and 100% Endurance were both like indications that they weren't going to keep doing like all the pastiche of like, that kind of stuff. Well, not all the time anyway. And obviously this has a lot of humor in it, being about a trench coat museum, but also like it's 8 minutes long and has a load of different influences in it compared to the first album.
Yes.
But I also think they've managed to kind of toe the line a little bit where like you listen to it and it doesn't sound... I don't think it's going to turn people off of them. So I think they were worried for no reason. I think it's an evolution rather than a complete departure. They bring you along with them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like, I just think it's just like, there's really nice evolution, a lot more kind of like, dancier sort of influences in there. Dare I say, a little bit of pill punk. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
I think people are saying it, not just us.
There's people on the streets who are saying it. That's all we're saying. I was walking back today and literally someone went, that new Yard Act, a bit pill punk, isn't it? And I'm like,
yeah, that's what
yes,
I was in Morrison's, and that's what the checkout person said to me.
Yeah, that's what
they said. They said, God, you've bought so much stuff, it's going to take me about 8.5 minutes to bag it all. That would be just long enough to listen to Yard Act's new song, The Trenchcoat Museum, which to me reminds me of the stylings of certain pill punk bands. And I said, you're right. Can I have a bag, please?
That's exactly what you said. I think it's interesting if you go online.
And that's the kind of interaction that's happening all over the country.
People are on the streets. People are phoning in to 5 Live and are saying, look, guys, we know there's stuff going on in the world, but can we discuss the fact that a trench coat is quite long and is very close to the ground when you are wearing such an outfit? What I find interesting, if you go online to on the Dork website, Yard Act are
you find that interesting, do you?
Oh, man. The web! The World Wide Web. There's stuff on there. There's a playlist cover on the Dork playlist with Yard Act where they chat more about this. And interestingly enough, they mentioned that the song actually isn't going to feature on part of their upcoming album. Which is wow. So it's a proper statement in the ground to what comes next. So I really like this. I think it's really good. And if this is the direction that they're going to, really excited about what Yard Act's going to bring. I think it's just going to take them higher and higher as the song goes. Yeah.
Yes.
Well
Here
done.
it is. It's the Trenchcoat Museum by Yard Act.
I'm reclaiming the trench coat. Who from and what for? 'Cause I wear it when I'm headed off to war. Yeah, the longer the cut, the tougher you are. A man drags along the floor through the sweatshop shrapnel. It gets trapped in my car door. I'm tall next to small people, and I'm not as poor as you were. And I still get positively sick when all the bellboys call me sir. 'Cause you never get used to the power that a proper trench coat brings. The way that it swishes and swings, it sings.
You could say that song is a bit of a flex. Maybe much like the next song from Courting, who are back with a brand new track called Flex. How do you feel about that, Jake? That good crossover, like link?
No.
Well, Courting are back and they've got a brand new track called Flex, and it's really, really great. Obviously,
it is a good song.
Friends of the show.
Friends of the show.
Yes.
Friends of the magazine. Friends. Lovely boys.
Lovely stuff. A band who
beat me at Scrabble once.
Oh, yeah, at a festival, though. I always feel like if it happens at a festival, you kind of have to put a little asterisk by it because it's like,
Yeah, I was basically trying to hurry it along so I could get the interview sorted. Didn't have time for strategy.
Well, you started doing
That's what I'm saying anyway.
You started doing it and you're there like, I don't really factored in like how long maybe a game of Scrabble usually is.
Well, no, it wasn't that so much as the fact that they were taking ages to decide things. And obviously at a festival, for those who aren't music journalists or haven't been involved in that, you get a very limited like little slot because the bands will be doing a lot of promo.
Yes.
So it was like 10 minutes and I was like just trying to do a little, nice little thing about Scrabble, and they were there spending a minute and a half trying to pick a word. So Sean, if you're listening, it's your fault.
Fuck's sake.
I'll actually pick that up with them at Truck.
I'll
explain.
Yeah, have a word with them, and then we can make it work out too.
It was all a ruse so that I could expense a game of travel Scrabble anyway, to be honest with you, and it worked.
And it
perfectly.
worked, and you did. We've obviously talked about Coin so many times, but like just a band who continuously, just surprise you in kind of everything they do. Like a band who I think with each release kind of grow more and more in confidence and just have this, I guess, desire to just really push things as far as they can. And like their debut
feels like a
album is
bag
amazing.
of cats, I think.
A bag of
in
cats.
band form.
Yes,
yeah.
right.
Writhing around, you can't get a handle on it, and every so often a different cat pops out of the bag, and you're like, how's that cat relate to all the other ones in there? But, they have a little society. What's going on?
Exactly.
And that's how I feel about this song. It's good. It's nice that the cats come out of the bag. It's a lovely looking cat, but it's not the same cat that it was when they were doing the album. That's still in the bag, back in the bag. Maybe it's gone forever. I don't know.
I think like they just
think that works.
I think that
works as a metaphor.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that vibe. I think more so. This is brilliant from Courting. Just love the fact that with each release they're trying something different and they're really pushing it out. And I think also just kind of like never kind of forgetting the fun of it all. Like first and foremost, like never always being like what we're doing has to be fun, interesting, new. And I just think they're honestly maybe one of the most like underrated kind of like bands, especially like knocking about at the moment. I think that what they're doing is just so much fun, so much just
pioneering.
Diverse stuff. Pioneering, exactly. And this song is this kind of like I guess like burning sort of like banger that kind of builds and builds and builds. It's going to go down incredibly well live, and you may go down incredibly well live at Dorks Day Out. On Saturday the 5th of August. I reckon it'll go down really well there, and I think it'll also go down really, really well at 110 Above Presents Other on the Dork stage. So make sure you're there for that. Really good.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go well. It's gonna go well every time Courting appear and somehow are doing us a favour by doing so.
It's wonderful. Loving the pop star era. Something ridiculous. Amazing stuff. So, yes, let's have a listen now. This is Flex by Courting. Wonderful.
Not a cover of Flex by Faroese rap sensation Marius DC, as I expected.
Of course, which of course a lot of listeners would get confused about. So we want to apologise.
I imagine so.
Just want to make that very clear. Disclaimer, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to all of our Faroese listeners. I don't actually know if we have any. I thought when I went to G Festival last year,
we were going to pick some up.
I'd sort of, because I thought, it's a small country. We'll start small. We'll get one of the smaller countries and we'll get them all listening, and then we'll move up to the bigger ones until global dominance. But my cultural envoy, I don't think went down as well as I expected.
I like the fact that we're going with like takeover of a country. Like we'd turn up.
I'm being tactical.
You know when it's like on Spotify, it pops up. It's like here's where the most listeners are. You were aiming for number 1 to be the Faroe Islands.
Well, it's a bit controversial because they actually count those as Denmark, even though it's clearly its own country. So I don't want to get into that.
Let's get into geographical politics. Let's do that. Or you can drop us another song. Is there any
There's
other
a new CMAT song?
Woo! There we go.
Featuring John Grant, which is like, I really enjoy that CMAT for a second album needs to be like, right, how many of my specific musical idols can I do things with? I mean, Robbie Williams has said he's liked this song.
That was a huge
which
moment this week. Yeah, that was a big one.
It's with John Grant, who she loves.
Yeah.
And she came out with Gilbert O'Sullivan to do a song at Glastonbury as well. So that's
incredible.
3 in a month.
Big fan. Yes.
This song is great, though. It's called Where Are Your Kids Tonight? Very excited for CMAT album 2. Very excited for all the different stuff she's doing. We spoke about Have Fun, I think, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And how it did genuinely feel very different from that first album. And I think this, I mean, obviously it's still got that kind of CMAT like humor to it and stuff, but I think this is probably the most heartfelt, like straight down the middle track that she's done, really.
Yeah. No,
and
definitely.
it is, you know, it's great. It's just sort of ballady, but just the right side of like slow for that. And I think like you can really feel it, like it's going to work really well in the live sets as like a sort of slow down song between some of the big sing along ones, and also like this still has that massive sing along chorus to it. So
no, it feels
shout out CMAT.
Shout out CMAT. Yeah, no, it's just like, again, this kind of like we talked about like evolution with like Yard Act. Like it feels like that as well here. Like it's just like almost completely different to anything that we've heard CMAT do before, and just works so incredibly well. Like the duet kind of feel works really nicely. It doesn't feel like it's, you know, like kind of like pushed in just for the sake of pushing it in. And yeah,
it's not John Grant for the sake of it. I think that's what's good about it. It's a CMAT track that features like there's some sort of harmony vocals and stuff in it, rather than it just being like a bolted on feature. Like this works really, really well, and it feels like it's a song that was written from the ground up to be this song.
Yeah,
rather than we got to take advantage of the fact that like, you know, John Grant wanted to song. Here's a song, we can do that one. Like it works really, really well.
Yeah, ambitious, and just like it feels like this next step. So everything that we're hearing from the second album is sounding very good. Out in October,
it is.
So get ready for a October hot one.
Sure. This is Where Are Your Kids Tonight by CMAT and John Grant.
Glorious. Do you want another banger, Jake? Because I got one.
No. Okay. If you've already got one, then yeah.
Well, yeah, I've got it now, so we might as well eat it.
If you've gone to the shop to buy it.
Yeah, it's here now, so I can't take it back, really. This is, Rush by Troye Sivan. Dropped back. I say. Brand new track. And also announced third album coming. Something to Give Each Other, which is
as in that's the name of it, or something? It is something that me and you could give each other.
I suppose we could, technically, like Christmas present, right? You could hand it over, and you can drop it around someone's house. You can kind of like feed it to them on a little plate.
Feed it to them.
Yeah, I don't know what you're into. You can do what you want.
Feed them a plastic record.
I mean, like, you know, have a little bop for your party. You know, this song is massive, like summer pop banger. It's about the feeling of kissing a sweaty stranger on a dance floor, a 2-hour date that turned into a weekend.
But it's much nicer than that sounds.
A crush, a winter, a summer, party after party, after party after after party. All of my experiences from a chapter where I feel confident, free, and liberated.
I really like Troye Sivan, and I really like this song, but I do think they've assumed everyone's life is as exciting as theirs.
Are you saying that you're going to
count on the fingers of one hand how many after parties I've been to?
You've gone to like an after party after an after party.
Exactly. I mean, I can count on the fingers of no hands how many sweaty strangers I've spent 2 hours kissing. To be honest with you,
on a dance floor. I mean,
Troye clearly living their best life,
a very different life,
making me feel like I've really got some living that I haven't done.
I mean, that's what this song is about: living. It's just like an effortless pop banger, which I think Troye has done so many times in the past, and it's just quite amazing to see like this kind of like hot streak just continues, and it's just really, it's just absolutely big one. You know,
it's just good, isn't it?
It's just good. I just want to shout out editor Stephen, by the way, on the website, who's described this as a bum-slapping bop in the write-up for this. Bum-slapping, which I appreciate.
Like that's Asda price kind of thing.
It's like, doot, doot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what was meant by it. It is that and more. Big tune and means we don't have to think about The Idol, which Troye was in for a little bit. I think we all just move on from that.
I do feel like in about a month's time, no one will ever mention that show ever again.
You think it's just
after
done?
ages of building it up, it was bad, and now no one wants to ever mention it again.
But it's fine though, because Troye has come with this, so we don't need to think about it
exactly.
Again.
The Weeknd was on the stadium tour.
Yeah,
Troye's done this.
Yeah, we're good.
Everyone's got other stuff going on.
We're grand. We're good. Let's have a listen though to this. Really excited with the album coming, and just Troye's just about to just write absolutely ridiculously big pop songs, and this is another one of them. So this is Rush by Troye Sivan.
Racing, my body racing. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. Oh, I feel the rush. It's so good, it's so good. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. Oh, I feel the rush. It's so good, it's so good. So good when you're so clever, you're so good. It's so good, it's so good. Breathe 1, 2, 3, take.
That right there is an after party after an after party after an after party after an after party. Am I right?
Exactly.
When does
Speaking of the song Rush,
yes,
you know the band Rush are the favourite band of Paul Rudd's character in I Love You Man.
Yeah.
Well, here's an album for the album of this week, which has a song on it called Paul Rudd.
Yes.
And that's a connection.
Our album this week is by friend of the show, Claud, who's dropped a brand new album called Supermodels. Out in the world now. We obviously, big fans of Claud here. We've had love Claud.
This album as well.
Oh, they're just like an amazing artist who already like very quickly has dropped now like 2 albums of like huge kind of like songs, but also very different. And I appreciate the fact that it's just like an album where if you've heard the kind of like debut or the last album that came out and listening to this one, there is a part of you that's like, is this even the same artist? But I really like that. I like that.
How 360 degree it is. Like they've named the album Super Monsters and then Supermodels. Super Monsters had this massive colourful album art on it. It was really like out there, whereas this is just Claud on a like plain background. The music reflects that. I think it's so well thought out. I just really appreciate the amount of like work that has gone into that. And I also really appreciate Paul Rudd being in the music video.
I just appreciate that that's been made to happen. Is that you kind of
100%.
Yeah,
I love the idea that you can name a song. You can pick if you pick the right actor and you name a song after them, they'll get involved.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do it. Paul Rudd clearly is just a big fan of Claud, and why wouldn't you be?
But I think Paul Rudd, even if he wasn't a big fan of Claude's, seems like a nice enough guy. Can we name this episode of the podcast, Paul Rudd, Will You Be on the Podcast?
Patrick, I presume you're good with that. Yep. Okay, cool. Yep. We'll do that. Yeah.
Paul Rudd, please, will you be on this podcast?
Come on here, Paul Rudd.
Please.
We will break
the song named after you.
We will break our rule of only having musicians as guests for you.
Paul Rudd slaps the bass. We know that. Come on.
true.
Slapping the bass.
So we play Paul Rudd songs. That's kind of where it goes.
Yeah.
We've been derailed here by Paul Rudd.
We have, yes.
We have, to be fair. Because this album,
again,
sensational.
showing how much better Claud is than us, because they were not derailed by Paul Rudd. They incorporated Paul Rudd.
Exactly.
They're stronger than Paul Rudd.
They're stronger than Paul Rudd. An amazing record, and just really like the shift of it. Do you know what we're going to have to play? We're going to have to play a song to kind of cut off the Paul Rudd's run.
Can we play Paul Rudd?
Let's play. Yeah, let's play Paul Rudd. This is Claud with, you guessed it, Paul Rudd.
Feels less like a name the more you say it, doesn't it?
Paul Rudd. Yeah. If we keep mentioning
glad we got
it
that
always.
out of our system.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we just needed to do that.
I really like this album. This album, there are bits of it that remind me of the slower stuff that Always did around their debut, which is not a reference I thought I would be pulling out while listening to Claud.
No.
But and also I just think I really love the really captures that kind of naive, like, young love heartbreaky thing, which is so easy to do badly and like cheesily, and it's done really well in this. I think
it's kind of
like
the
just
reality
little,
of it.
like just little bits in it about, like, just like romance, and then like post that just like, I just think it's like the really evocative lyrics in it about like an argument in a room where they were given some privacy, and she really like picture the things that are going on in a way that like doesn't come across as like schmaltzy or like, oh yeah, this is really overdone or melodramatic or whatever. I appreciate that. I think that's well done. And I am a person who loves to shit on people for being melodramatic. So
that's true.
It's got my seal of approval.
That's more praise. It was like Claude has like just lived. Like the first, like the kind of like we've kind of like Super Monster.
Troye Sivan's lived, Claude's lived.
They're living.
Everyone's living but me.
They're living. Exactly. But it's like they've lived. Like the first album kind of felt like there was a lot of like, I don't know, like dreamy aspects to it. An amazing album. We obviously talked about it on the show, and obviously when we had them on as well. But like this, it just feels like this is more like Claude has been out in the world, lived, and has come back and been like, right, here's where I am.
But it feels like a sequel,
and it's amazing,
right?
well.
This is what I mean.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
It feels like you're watching a film and this is the second following the same person. Without being a direct, like, continuation. I just think it's really, really well done that you would, like, now you can sit and listen to Super Monsters, then listen to Supermodels and be like, oh yeah, okay, this is the same person a year or two later with new experiences, new perspectives, all of that kind of stuff. Which I guess shows how personal the music is, right? It's not abstractions or cliches or writing songs about nothing. It is actually direct lived experience as songs.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what also sets apart is it sets Claude as like an artist who can reinvent kind of like with each release. Like, I don't know, once you kind of like, I don't want to say like pigeonhole yourself in one like genre, but it becomes the expectation that like, oh, okay, you're going to do this. Like, that's your thing, which makes it even more dramatic if you suddenly shift. Whereas like, this is like, right, here is an album that covers this moment in my life. Here's an album that covers this moment. And it very much feels like that can go through. And that kind of honesty really shines through with everything Claude does. And I really, really like this album as a result. It's a really interesting record. And it's something that I think maybe people didn't expect, but that makes it even better as a result. I think that kind of like surprise is absolutely it. And it goes from the delicate to the kind of slightly more like, I guess, euphoric at the same time. But the result is just, an amazing album that feels proper personal and wonderful. So, well done, Claude. That's what I would say. Let's have listen to...
Well, you've said it now.
I've said it now. Let's listen to another song. This is It's Not About You, which is, just another like real example of just, how brilliant this album is. So, It's Not About You.
It's really not about you. I just had to try it. Even if I don't survive it, love shoes on my right, and I'm waking up with head.
Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff indeed.
Wonderful album.
Shout out
for a wonderful
Mahalia.
person.
Shout out Mahalia as well, who's also put out an album this week. A really great one.
And
So,
Jay
well done,
Huss,
everyone.
who's also put out an album.
Well done, everyone. Good on you all. Good on you
Everyone.
all. Everyone's done well out of this. That's all I'm saying. Right. Before we start this next section, we need to have like a kind of podcast meeting about the name of this section. Because for anyone obviously who knows the show, we're about to do tweets of the week. But obviously,
I've been
there's
thinking
been
about
developments.
this, and I think there's an easy option here, which I think is like neat, and I don't think would interrupt the flow at all. Is if you do the jingle bit, but instead of tweets of the week, you say tweets and other associated, related, unrelated, and similar social media websites and apps of the week.
Right. Okay.
Doesn't have to be word for word, obviously, but I think that's probably the easiest option.
Is that going to be the best way that we can go about it? Do you reckon?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. How much? All right. Tweets and any other social media activities and other apps that's going to be like that. It's going to work in some of this format, and that'll be the one. And anyone's like that. Yep, just give us a shout and all that. Yep, chance. Yep.
Give us a shout. That's wrong. Okay,
That
we'll
was
just
where
do
I
it
went
then,
wrong.
will we? Yeah, you've done it.
Let's just
wrong.
do. Yeah.
Of the week.
Oh, yes, of the week. Yes, great. Let's start on Twitter, shall we?
Let's start in a nice place.
Yeah.
And our safe space. Not a nice place, but our safe space. A familiar place.
That place. Let's start with this one. So this is a tweet from a user known as @these streets. Basically, they were looking forward to a show, by the looks of it, at Alexandra Palace Park. And obviously, before you go to a show, you want to work out, what's the rules? What can I bring in? What can't I bring in? Etc. 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 And they've just taken a screenshot here of the Alexandra Palace website that says, obviously, what can't you bring in? The following items are not allowed. It says alcohol, followed by glass animals. And unfortunately, the tweet obviously refers to that it's bad news for Dave Bailey and friends if they want to come and see Bastille at Ali Pali this Friday. Because they're banned, Jake. They're banned.
I don't understand why they've done with they've put an asterisk instead of a comma.
It's a terrible.
I assume it's meant to be
format.
glass or animals, but it does just look like glass animals are banned.
Yeah, glass animals are banned.
Also, alcohol is banned because you can buy it in there. So a glass animal's banned because you can see a band in there. You don't need glass animals. We've got glass animals at home, but it's Bastille.
Yeah, it's just like or there's quite a beef between glass animals and either Bastille or Alexandra Palace Park. Maybe they've done something in Alexandra Palace Park. Like maybe they indie beef. It begins here. Maybe I don't know. If it's like you're not allowed glass animals in, but you are allowed, I don't know, paper mache animals as well.
Like a piñata.
Is that all right? Also, the idea that
maybe they mean glass animals like those little Swarovski crystal ones that they used to sell.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to bring a tiny representation of a porcupine in.
Do they still? They must still sell the Swarovski.
I imagine so. Yeah.
Surprisingly, that's outside the dork budget to get a batch of those in to prove once and for all. But
a little family of Swarovski ducks is £80.
Yeah. Have you ever
a Swarovski pink cockatoo is £70?
Pink version? I didn't know you could get different colours.
You can get a hedgehog with an apple for £80.
Oh, but you can't take any of these into Alexandra Palace to watch Bastille play.
No, you have to enjoy these at home.
I like the idea that this might have been brought in by Bastille. So, they've gone, look, guys, look, these are the rules. We're not letting these people in here.
We haven't got a rider, but we've got a list of demands for things we don't have.
I actually once I've met Dave from Glass Animals once. He bought me a beer, so I reckon let them in.
Well, this is why glass animals aren't allowed in, because alcohol's not allowed in, and Dave Bailey is always buying people beers. So you got to ban glass animals.
Right. Okay. Right. I see what's
Otherwise,
happened there.
they'll be bringing the alcohol in,
Yeah, right. They're like smugglers for alcohol.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
I mean, glass animals, if you can, write in and let us know, that'd be greatly appreciated.
I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's fair, by the way. I'm anti this ban. I'm just trying to work out how it got put in place.
Well, that's good. Well, unfortunately, glass animals, sorry. They're not allowed in.
We can play a Glass Animals track, though, to celebrate them. We can play I Don't Want to Talk, brackets, I Just Want to See Bastille at Ali Pally, close brackets.
That's this song. It may be slightly different.
And now, a historic moment.
A historic moment.
For anyone listening that thinks this doesn't sound very natural, that's because the call failed 2 times. That's the 3rd time we've said that.
We have done this already multiple times.
It's a thread. We're going to do a thread. We're just going to do a thread, which is new because normally we do tweets.
Yeah.
And we're just going to do it, and then we're going to say it, and then it's going to be over.
Yes. And then we'll be done. And yeah, that's great.
Lily Allen has tweeted on Threads.
Threaded. Is it threaded? It is threaded?
No, it's fuck off.
Or
it's not.
The emotion
Lily
of thread?
Allen has written on Threads.
Yes.
My husband has gone to Australia. My children have gone on holiday with their dad. So I bought 50 quid's worth of high-end cheese, and I'm going to bring it to bed with me tonight.
Many questions. I have many questions here. What is, number one, what's high-end cheese? Like, is that...
I think just any, cheesemongers. I had a conversation with Mez from Life about this on our podcast that we used to do.
Oh, yeah.
And he said he went in and he wanted some smoked cheese.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the guy in the high-end cheese shop said, smoked cheese isn't really considered a gourmet cheese. So they didn't have any. He's like, no, sorry, smoked German cheese is not a high-end cheese. We don't sell it. So not that, I guess.
Right.
So I imagine just like French bullshit.
I also have this thing, right? So like when you say like, I bought 50 quid's worth of something, right? You're thinking, that's a fair amount of something.
I bet it isn't a high-end cheese.
Exactly. That's it. Because if it's high-end cheese, is that like, I don't know, like maybe 3 purchases?
Maybe it's like a reasonable amount of cheese.
Yeah. Like actually not that much, but when you say 50 quid's worth, you're like, oh well, fucking hell, that must be, that must be a lot. Whereas if you go, I don't know, you buy like 50 quid's worth of like Baby Bell, that's a lot of Baby Bell.
That's a bed full. A bed full of Baby Bell.
That's a bed full of Baby Bell. A bed Baby Bell full, if you will.
Baby bed.
There's a lot of cheese. This is it. High-end cheese, I just think stick to the standards, Get a bunch of cheese strings. Let's play that game.
Not even that. I think you go into a supermarket and they do like the mozzarella, which is like 40p.
Yeah.
And then there's like buffalo mozzarella, which is like the good one.
Yeah.
And that's under 2 quid. That's definitely not counted as high-end, but that's as high-end as I'm ever willing to go. And even that is like, a treat. Like all the parents are coming around, better impress them with a blob of cheese, a cheese blob.
Yeah. You don't have to think too much about it, is what I say. You could buy 125 little mozzarella, like the mozzarella balls.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot of cheese. Now that's a good amount of cheese, I would say. But you do run the risk of gout, I suppose, which is not ideal, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you'd definitely at least shit yourself, wouldn't you?
I mean, has Lily Allen threaded since? To let us know.
I don't actually know. That's true.
I just want to shout out Lily Allen, by the way, because so I followed on from the cheese thread, if you will.
Yep.
And the first thread that Lily Allen has done, it was only 3 hours ago today, is just going, anyway, I'm going to bed for the rest of the day to watch The Lincoln Lawyer. Lily Allen living her best life here.
Just going to bed at all hours of the day to do something different every time.
This is at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Yeah. I have full respect for this.
Also, this is a woman who's rich enough that she probably could have a home cinema and she's going to watch it in bed instead.
Yeah. Yeah, just going.
Imagine the size of her TV and the comfort level of her sofa, and she's going to watch it in bed.
Do you know what? The comfort ultimately just in being in bed watching some stuff is great. The Falafel
That's
King
true.
she actually had by the looks of it. So shout out Lily Allen, to be fair. Living
shout
best
out
life.
The Falafel King.
Also the Falafel King. Well, I don't know. I if you have a dry
You're not
falafel,
a fan, are you?
No,
You're not a fan of absolute power-based monarchical systems of government. So the Falafel King for you is a bit of a no.
Yeah, that's it. I'm really against the patriarchy.
Who crowned him, Jamie says, dressed in the hammer and sickle, draped in the red flag and singing the Internationale. What makes this man more of a king than me,
than us,
the worker?
Who is the king of the falafels?
Show me the Falafel King and I will show you a man. A fraud. This is The Fear by Lily Allen.
That really escalated.
It did. Well, you know, it's your problem with the, systems of government and all that.
Oh, comrades, come rally. Oh,
you just looked up the lyrics.
I know the start of that. I know that bit of it.
Why?
I don't know why. I just do
know the beginning of that song.
I don't know. I just do.
I don't know if out of all the people I know, you'd be the one that I would be like, oh yeah, Jamie, in other words, he can lead us.
Oh, well, I feel like this is the moment we can. Yeah, it's probably the best moment to wrap up the show. I reckon.
Yeah, our next show will probably be a recording of our live show at Truck. If you are going to Truck, please come along.
Yeah, come say hi.
Watch us.
Yeah,
it was good fun last year, so maybe it will be this year.
Yeah, it also was really hot, so I'm hoping it maybe is a little bit cooler.
That's true.
I remember
but if
sweating.
it is hot, we are in a tent, so you won't get sunburn.
Yes, think about that. Yeah, if you're really tired after a big Friday night, come on the Saturday, have a little chill. And likewise, on the Saturday, come have a little chill on the Sunday. We're just there. We are like the perfect hangover cures because we'll just keep talking.
Yeah, well, Jamie will. I might just
sack it in. What, off the stage?
Yeah.
Here's hoping. But yeah, come on.
That's why they've given us a quite a small stage because I might just fall off it.
Yeah, you'll do a Dave Grohl. Fall off the thing. I think I broke my leg. As he went.
Dave, yes, famously, Dave Grohl is Foghorn Leghorn. Thank you for listening, guys. And we'll be back when we are back.
Yeah.
Cheers.
See you there.